Hello, folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Canto, A Place Like Home, Issue 3 by Dark Horse. Now, there is fighting, some violence, death, and magic in this one. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, here's the team. Okay, I apologize for my voice. I have a cold. But, yes. So, when we left off Canto in issue 2, the Shrouded Man has just set fire to New Arcana. And someone yelled, the New Arcana is burning. So we start this issue off with Canto yelling, "Get to the bridge, New Arcana is lost." And everyone is, all the Metal Knights are jumping on their mole rexes and escaping. I don't know if they grabbed Elder's body. I think maybe not. But anyway, as they are escaping, Canto talks to the Shrouded Man and the link that's between them. And he tells him, evil wizard, there's one thing that, there's one truth that we both have to face. And the Shrouded Man says, "What is that, little slave?" And he says that no matter what we do, we can never get our beloveds back. Canto can't get his beloved, and the Shrouded Man will never get his princess. Well, and then the Shrouded Man tells him, "You've heard my story, little slave, but you don't know the full story." And then the Shrouded Man sends like a bolt of magic towards him, and Canto is disappearing. Falco is yelling Canto, and Canto's Walrax is shocked. And then Canto is receiving the reflection of the Shrouded Man's mask, and he's falling somewhere. And then he wakes up, and he's in a room, in the house. And he looks around, he's like, "Where am I?" And he sees a woman sitting next to a cradle with a little baby boy inside of it. And then the Shrouded Man begins to tell him his full story. So he was raised by his mother. He doesn't know who his father is. And you see, his mother raising him, teaching him about the fight, loving him. And he made a promise to her that he'll protect her until his last breath. And then she got sick with something. It's always that, isn't it? Sick with something and then dies. So yeah, she gets sick with something, and he goes to find a cure, but he doesn't make it to her in time. And he doesn't, and she's gone. We see him kneeling at her grave, and he thought that no one would care, but then the princess cared. Okay, so he knew the princess previously then. But then the princess was kidnapped, taken to the tallest tower, and he went to look for her. He promised he'd find her, and when he got there, she wasn't there. And so he broke another promise, and that broke him. And after that, he never wanted to feel anything again. Which, okay, I get the one with the mother, but didn't he think of looking for the princess somewhere else? Was it confirmed that she was probably dead or something? Did he never try looking for her any other way? I'm just wondering. Anyway, then someone yells Canto, and he wakes up, and it's what do you call it? The memory or the illusion that the Shrouded Man was showing him is done. It's the race of the slavers are called Vikos. And the guy, the commander for the last issue, I finally remembered his name is, didn't remember, it showed here finally. His name is Rune something. So he grabs Canto, and he's like, "Canto, we have to go." He grabs him and starts running with him across the bridge. But they don't make it there. The Shrouded Man shoots at them with his magic, and it kills Rune. rune. And he's like, you see, little knight, you won't escape. I'll take my heart out of your chest. But then before he can do anything else, a dragon lands on him. And his elf lady friend is back. And it was, just a second. That was a cute little baby, that guy. I wonder if he's still blonde. Yeah, I'm trying to run, and he shoots them. And the Shrouded Man's like, I will feel nothing. As Canto tells him he will push his heart back into his chest. And then his elf friend says, but you will certainly feel this, I think. I know, it's one of the giants, actually. It's one of the giants from the, I believe it was the second series of Canto. There were two legless giants that were punished. And Canto befriends them and helps them. So they appeared. His elf lady friend has arrived with her. It wasn't a bird, it was a dragon. And the witch, the vile witch that experimented on fairies and other creatures and built them mechanic limbs. She built legs, well, not exactly legs, but like, I'd say more like little big apparatuses for the giants to be able to move around. And we also got the little dwarf or gnome. I think he's more of a gnome that was in the lake with the hermit lady. So they all came, and the elf lady tells him, of course I came back. Oh no, actually I think he says it about the witch. And she tells him, well, yes, it took more time than I thought to build legs for Fa and Ba. Those are the giants. And then the gnome jumps out, and he apparently is now in a relationship with the witch. That was unexpected. But okay. Hey, well, whatever keeps her happy and away from experimenting on little creatures. So, yeah, he goes to, Kenta goes to Ron and puts his hand on his. And he's like, I hope you're, at peace with your family now. And you see kind of like maybe ghosts, you see him hugging his mother, and his two brothers are beside him. That is sad that he died. And then and Kento's like, everyone's dying because of me. And so I found that there's nothing I can do. I just keep losing people, or friends. And then his elf lady friend tells him, we all knew that we were going to pay a heavy price going to this war, Canto. We wouldn't have been here otherwise. Which, yeah, that's, war has its price. And often it is heavy. So, now what's the plan now? And then Canto, because she tells him, the Shrouded Man's army is still bigger than us. And Canto says, we have to then pull him into, not pull him, but trigger him into coming to our territory where we have lure him into our territory where we have the advantage. And the witch tells him, oh, that's very tactical of you. And then he calls her by her name, and he doesn't add vile before. She said, oh, we moved on from that, have we, Canto? And then the little nose starts getting angry that he called her that. And then the elf lady, grabs him. So yes, he said, we're going to go back to New Arcana, to Old Arcana. Our home, we know every burned tree, every smell of each furnace, everything. And then before they move out, though, his friends call him from the other side of the bridge. Canto, I'm sure whatever you're talking about is important, but can you come to this side now? He gets up on the dragon. Fa and Ba and the witch and the gnome, they're going to have to come a different way because they cannot cross like that. She said, the witch tells him, don't worry. I didn't build them legs so they, wouldn't move fast enough to join. We'll find another way. And then Canto flies with the elf lady and with and her dragon Zixia. I'm still not sure that's how you pronounce that. But anyway, they fly, and as they fly, Canto tells all of this about New Arcana. And then he talks to his beloved and says, when we, before this all started, we were wondering, how our story would end. And then they go inside New Arcana, they close the gate, the old Arcana, they close the gates. And then he's next to her, and she's in kind of like Snow White in a glass coffin. And he puts his hand on it and says, but I think we knew all along. And that is it. That is how the third issue ends. Oh, 1 second. Just make sure is that right? Yeah, but here we go. But perhaps we knew the ending all along. Okay. First, the cover. Lovely cover. I love the fire on it. Well, with what happens in New Arcana. I'm not usually a fan of yellow, but I like it here. But still, this color here is a bit piss yellow. Well, what to do? Sorry. The inside art. Excuse me. There we go. There's Canto. So he's talking to the Shrouded Man. There's more Molraxes. You see they have blue or purple fur. And then his Molrax has white fur. I think in the first issue, it's even, in the first series, if I remember, I think it's mentioned that he's the oldest there. Like, look at the scars on him and everything. So yeah, then they are all escaping. As always, the art is great. There's a Shrouded Man. I do love the fact that he's purple, even though he's a bastard. There we go. That's a cool battle scene there. There we go. Sorry for the glare. All right. So that's that one I expected. I thought we'd have a fight on the battlefield. But I guess it makes sense, right? Go back to where it all began. Old Arcana. It's a shame Elder didn't make it, but I guess how would they have taken him with them? And man, more about the Shrouded Man. I guess it makes sense. The man has mommy issues on top of everything. So he couldn't keep two promises. And couldn't process his emotions, and then decided that the way to deal with that is to take out his heart and not feel anything. So he wants the opposite of what the Scarecrow wanted in Wizard of Oz. Oh yeah, and Canto tells his elf lady friend that he thinks the Shrouded Man can actually still feel. He still feels something in there, the emptiness from it, but he can't feel the actual emotions. Which, I suppose once he gets his heart back, he's going to feel it all, and I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to get like the end game of it. Would it make him regret? Would he turn everything back as it was? Is he gonna kill himself once he starts feeling it all again? Like the princess told Canto to give him his heart back. I wonder if that's actually gonna do what they hope for. Sorry. Because now I'm not sure. I mean, we're halfway through already. It'll be interesting to see what kind of battle they have. I really hope we see a battle between the Shrouded Man and Canto where he faces him off. And the question is how he's gonna grab him to give him his heart back. Another thing, Canto is going to die once he gives him his heart back. Because he doesn't have the clock anymore. He took the Shrouded Man's heart, and he took out his clock. So the only thing keeping him alive is the Shrouded Man's heart. So it could possibly be by the end of this, he and his beloved will be buried next to each other. Which is really fucking sad. But hey, Kenta went out on this mission to save his people, free them, and then to, later on free the whole unnamed world. I guess that'll be a tragic and fitting ending. If that is indeed what the end will be. I'm not sure anymore exactly what to expect. I just hope we get a fight between them. An actual one. But I don't know how Kento's gonna get close enough to him, though. Also, I could have sworn that his beloved was buried underground. I don't remember what series it was, the second or the third. They buried her underground. There was like a little tree there where she was buried. I am almost certain of this, unless I forgot that they moved her into a glass coffin. But I'm almost certain that she was not in one. Well, unless it's of course like a metaphoric image to show us that she's still underground, or David Bowie decided to change that a little more Snow White. Because I looked at it, I was like, wait, wasn't she buried underground? Oh well. Yeah, well, I'll have to find my Kentos one day and reread everything. I would like to. So yeah, the halfway through, I'm very excited to see where this goes. I really hope it won't be disappointing, because I've read already, finished a few series this year that the endings were very disappointing. I really hope this won't be the case. I kind of wonder what's going to happen to the Shrouded Man as well. Yeah, kind of when I first started reading Canto, I wondered if maybe, I don't know, is a part of the Shrouded Man in Canto, and maybe he's that part of him that's still good or something. I don't know why I even started thinking in that direction. Maybe, the human that was the Shrouded Man, he sent that piece of him into Canto. Which one, I suppose, would be really silly, right? But yeah, could help wonder. And I wonder what happened to the princess then. Why couldn't the Shrouded Man find her? What happened to her? Where did she disappear? And then he just, I don't know, left for some stupid reason. Well done, lady. Look what you caused. Well, all this could have been prevented if he just... I don't even think if he just sat with himself and, I don't know, kept looking for her. Was he certain she was dead? Is that why he just decided that his promise was again broken and there's nothing he can do? I don't know, it just feels a little... Like, why didn't you look further, my guy? Unless he did, it's just not mentioned. And you think, shit, I didn't find her there, I'm gonna go keep looking for her. I'm gonna keep looking till I find her. No, instead, I'll make sure no one feels anything. Brilliant. Yeah, well, Shrouded Man, mommy issues confirmed. I'm joking, it's not mommy issues, he lost his parent. I wonder who his father was. And how did he become a wizard later? Actually, maybe that was, I think that was mentioned in the last two series. Yeah, and again, this whole saga took a while to come out. And that's it. I don't know when I'll get issue 4 and 5 and 6. It might be a while, unfortunately, with the shipping issues. And I really hope that maybe at least by the end of the year I will, because I really want to see how this ends. Alright, folks, so that is it. Let me know what you thought of Canto, A Place Like Home, issue 3. And remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!